Well, we got the growth plan on the 23rd of September, the Chancellor's fiscal event, as it was called, ahead of it being formally called a growth plan on the face of the document that was published on the day. We got confirmation of many of the changes that we expected, and we also got a few that we didn't expect. So I'm going to cover what I consider to be the highlights, although, of course, whether they're a highlight to you or not will depend, of course, on your political view and your economic position. But here they are. We cover all of them and a few more in more detail in our Techlink bulletin on the subject, which was published on the day. Right, first change. The removal of the 1.25% national insurance additional charge. That's going to be removed from the 6th of November, and that's the 1.25% for both employers and employees. This was very, very highly anticipated. It was talked about throughout the Liz Truss leadership campaign, so no surprises. We're also going to get, and this was a surprise, a removal of the associated, in effect, 1.25% additional dividend rate charge. So that goes as well. That goes not from the 6th of November, though, but it goes from the 6th of April 2023. We have the removal of the additional rate of tax, also not expected, from the 6th of April 2023. So that 45% rate disappears completely, disappears from the statute book from that date. Then we have the bringing forward. Now, this was rumoured a bit, but not in, it wasn't part of the Truss leadership campaign presentation, as it were. But it's going to happen. That's the bringing forward of that reduction of the 20% rate to 19% from the 6th of April 2023, not the 6th of April 2024, as was originally proposed by the past Chancellor, Rishi Sunak. Then we had that other change confirmed that we all expected, because this was talked about together with the national insurance reduction or removal throughout the Truss leadership campaign. And that's the abolition, as it were, of the increase. It's not an abolition because it hasn't actually happened yet, but the abolition of the proposed increase to corporation tax to 25% for companies with profits over £250,000. That was due to take effect from 1st of April 2023. It's not taking effect at all now. We remain with the 19% rate. We have the establishment of some investment zones, which will give commercial, business and tax advantages. Discussions are going on with, I think, up to around 40 authorities to establish these zones. Some of you are a little older in the tooth will remember enterprise zones in the past with tax incentives given for investment in those zones. That will also be the case here. They will be extended in relation to these investment zones. What else, he says, looking at his notes? We also had the extension of the 0% band of SDLT, so doubling it from 125,000 to 250,000, which will make quite a significant difference, positive difference to those who are affected. And of the first time buyer zero rate band jumps from 300,000 to 425,000. So that's also something that was designed to encourage investment into residential housing, i.e. buying houses and making it cheaper and encouraging activity in that area. Looks down at his notes. Anything else I've missed there? I think I've pretty much covered it all, except for the removal of the most recent changes in legislation to off-payroll working SDLT, which basically threw the responsibility of determining employment or non-employment status onto the employer. So it doesn't mean that that whole thing goes away and you can never be categorized as an employee if you're a person providing services to another business. It just means the responsibility for determining whether you are providing those services is thrown onto you. So as I said at the top of this video, all of these subjects are covered in much more detail in our Techlink bulletins.